All right, Eastern. What they have in our world of big bikes is a 26 and a 29 Growler, okay? This bike is full chromoly, the forks are full chromoly. They're using disc brakes, which according to a lot of the wheelie people make wheelies better and easier. They're using a nice thick 2.2 tire that they do themselves. The bike is very reasonably priced, like a lot of bikes are right now because of the situation that resulted from the COVID time period. You can get a full-blown 29 or 26 at $349. Very beautiful bike. Welcome to the group. They actually wrote to me after the previous video I did on them and let me know that they'd be redesigning the bikes in 2024. So I think that they're probably going to be going harder on joining the game of those bikes that are out here in the streets of California, Philly, New York, and so forth. They also have the big Reaper 26. That's 26, obviously, the LTD. That's an aluminum alloy frame with a high tensile, I don't even know how to pronounce it, high tensile steel fork. They're using discs on that as well. These bikes are great, reasonably priced bikes that would be substitutes to anything else that's going on out there. The paint's flash, they look dope. I wanted to come back and redo this interview on their behalf right away because you know how they say when you fall down, it's how you get back up? Well, in the case of Eastern and Fireman, I don't feel like I did my best. I just kind of stumbled through because they came out of longer episodes and I wanted to give them props that they deserved on a higher level. So thank you for being here. All right, Fireman's Texas Cruisers. These guys have been making this super dope, high-end, handmade American BMX bike since 1998. And I had just got off the phone, it's a chromoly by the way, 4130. I had just gotten off the phone with my friend Eric, who you all know, Busted Knuckles, one of the inventors of the safety crew and so forth, 41 Thursdays, still around to this day. He said that these guys were doing this 26 long before everybody else, before the SEs and all that started getting into the giant cruisers. Now we know that Mongoose had some 24s, there were some GT 26s out there in the olden days, but that wasn't a regular thing. And these guys jumped in and started doing this 26 that Eric was really into when he realized there was something bigger than a 24. All right, that might sound boring. Then our friend Amper, I don't know, he hasn't been around as much, but this guy actually has one of these Fireman bikes. And it's hard to explain how perfectly these things ride. They're designed in such a manner that you get a perfectly smooth ride out of them, like on a rail, like a train, okay? There's V-brake mounts, 118 headless. Now here's the other thing. They have something called a 3 bar, okay? Now, at first I was like, oh no, like this is that frame style that keeps popping up that people are doing as a retro, and there's the old ones. Also, that's why I ended up in a conversation with Eric about all this. He said it's called Laguna style, and it's that 3 bar, you know, COVID tried to replicate it. Fireman has a super lined up one that's almost exactly the same geometry as their bike that I just told you rides like a rail, but I think there was a 1-inch here or there that's also available. And they're into their 25th anniversary. Now, I didn't do them justice when I spoke about them the first time on either episode 2 or 3. I do about 13 or 15 bikes an episode. And I just did theirs wrong. I make mistakes. You know how they say if you fall down, it's how you get back up? Well, I feel like if you embarrass yourself or do a crap job on something, go back and fix it. And that's why I'm glad to be back talking about the Fireman bikes and having the true opportunity to express how incredible these handmade American Texas BMX bikes are. They came in a different year than the current stuff, and they weren't around in the old days, but they've got this old school retro perfectionism thing going on, and they're making a bike that anybody in any state or country should be proud to be on. If you're one of those collectors who's got an enormous amount of bikes in your collection, this should be one of those bikes. If you're a guy who wants to be a little bit different, this should be one of those bikes. If you're a guy who just wants to ride with everybody else, but you want a super great ride, the Fireman is perfect for that as well. So, congratulations on your anniversary, you guys. I don't know if you saw the first video I made about you. I don't even think I tagged it because it sucked so bad. But I'm glad that this time around I can come back and do justice for you.